Just stopped by the side of the road here. Oh, I did see a grave back there.
When you were at that cemetery just now, you saw there was a Major Hudson who was killed here.
Yeah.
So what happened is that when the British found out that the Boer government was in the area of Dahlstrom, one of the garrisons that they alerted was Lydenburg, where we're going to be going to now. And Colonel Park with the Manchesters left Lydenburg.
That's right.
All right. Okay, so what we've got here is you need to just turn it around a little bit. Okay, so this is the road that we've just come down. Right, we've just come down this road.
Yeah.
Right. If you have a look, there are a whole lot of little hills in front of us here. A lot of them are covered with trees at the moment.
Fern trees.
And
Pine trees.
And what happened is that in this hollow here is where the Manchesters set up their camp. All right, you had General Muller up here. He's on that hill over there. And you've got on this hill over here, you've got Commandant Trichard. And the whole purpose of this, you can have a look at the British knew that there were Boers in this area. Okay, they'd set off from Lydenburg on the 17th of December. They got here 2 days later. It was raining and it wasn't a pleasant trip at all. So what they did is they set out their pickets. Okay, their pickets were all over these little rises that you can see.
Oh, yeah.
All the way around. You get the Boers coming down here. You've got the Elands River that's running sort of just over that, just in front of that fire. Okay.
Yeah.
And the whole purpose of this was to slow the Boers down. So the purpose of this battle wasn't to get any supplies. It was to kill as many of the oxen and the horses that they could.
All right.
What happened is this battle started at about 10:30 at night. This guy, Trichard, had made tremendous progress. He had captured a lot of these guys here. A lot of these pickets had gone back into the main camp, and he started advancing into the camp, into the main camp. So he would have been probably here where this tree is. And Muller realized that shooting from that hill up there, he was killing a lot of his men.
Yeah.
And what happened is that at the end of the battle, the following morning, Muller called it off at midnight. The following morning, they realized that they'd shot 5 of their own men. So casualties here, you can see.
Fairly light.
All right. Killed in action 7, minor wounds. Okay, wounded 24. The Boers 6 killed and 18 wounded. Taken prisoner.
So remembering these are skirmishes more than your old pitched battles we were seeing.
Absolutely. These are just 2-hour engagements. Now what we're doing is we're going down to those graves there on the left-hand side, and we're going down.
So
we're going down to this here, and we're going to that Boer memorial there.
Okay. Just on the side of the road they were. Shit. This is a monument to the Boers. Made by the Boers, for the Boers. Now Alan says that they call it O Hope Bossy. The other name for it is Elandsfontein, I think. Some of these Boers were killed by their own fire. So I find it incredible. I don't know if you can see from here, but there's some heights way over there that Mullah and his men were firing on this camp here. You wouldn't think the bullets could travel that far, but according to Alan, they can 1,000 meters. They could accurately fire. This is nice. This place. Don't see much here. Hier to Bergen in Dal. This was opened in 1970, maybe.
So what happened is that whoever was buried here, we reinterred at Dachendal, where we're going to be going tomorrow.
Sort of says Gedachtens aan die oorlog 1899 en 1902. Wayside waren hier is gezonveld op. I don't know what that means.
It just means that the burghers that were killed in this area were
and then reinterred.
in 1970 in Dachendal.
This is the commander of Mullah. Now we said that Mullah's up there on those heights shooting down at the British camp. Oh, the mounted infantry. These might be the names of the men killed. Nick Groenewold. Some old right. Oh, these are the names here. Krieger, Vuren, Kutsi maybe, Van der Merwe, De Brits, Van Zyl, Kutsi.
These are not the guys that were killed in that battle.
Right.
So that's a commemorative stone for this battle.
Yeah.
So this is just names of the other Boers who were in this area. Who were killed, and who are remembered by this monument, if you want to call it a monument.
Is it any significance? It's supposed to resemble a tree trunk, or?
Yes, tree trunk with olive leaves around it.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the equivalent, the British cemetery opposite the Boer one there on the road. A lot more neat and tidy. The Manchesters. We know the Manchester camp was just on the other side of the road. The 1st Battalion Manchester Regiment comrades were killed, died of wounds received in action near this spot on the 9th of December 1901. That's my birthday. Yeah. Got some names here. Bedford. And some there's the Manchester Regiment's battalion. Now Alan's got a medal he's going to show us.
Well, there's the bottom guy there. That's his medal.
Private H. Holmes. That one?
Yes.
Killed and buried near this place Sergeant Ford, Frost, Davies, Brundett, Private Bohan Redford and Holmes. And Alan's got Holmes's medal. He's got Belfast and he's got the relief of Ladysmith. He was with Buller. Yeah, right. Elandsfontein.
Yeah, so he was with Buller. Then when Buller came up to Lydenburg, Buller actually left to go back home in October 1900. And then the Manchesters and Liverpools and most of them stayed behind here. So he was part of that force that came down now to arrest the Buller government.
Sweep. Can you get a photo, Alan? Alan just suggested I film here a little bit. This is the view of Lydenburg that Botha had with his Long Tom guns that he could lob shells down into. Okay, we're going up to Long Tom Pass now. Yeah, we're coming up for Long Tom Pass, but this is some of the scenery in the Eastern Transvaal, or it's called Mpumalanga now. I mean, I don't think I can do it justice with an Osmo. I couldn't do it justice with a camera or a phone. I can't even do it justice with my eyes, but it's huge, it's panoramic, it's grand. Just in front of the bushes in front of there is this death-defying gorge. You know, as I said in the blockhouse, I'm scared of heights, and even on the road in the car I saw this gorge dropping into this and I felt scared. And you can see down there, see that? That's a gorge that comes all the way down. But anyway, we're going to go and see now where this is the pass the British would have been coming along chasing the Boers, and the Boers would have just around the bend here placed their Long Tom, apparently. Saying that this is the last shell that was fired. There's what, that ditch there, is that the shell hole?
It could be in here, so probably here.
Can you see that? That is a caused by a Long Tom shell, apparently, and the last one that was fired. I wonder where the shell went.
Well, that would have been
After that, they were never used in anger. This is a replica Long Tom. So first Alan's gonna show us this was opened in 2009.
Yeah.
Now look at it.
Yeah.
All these little used to be booths selling curios or bits and pieces, and there's a little cafe there. It's all smashed, it's wrecked. And this is the replica Long Tom. Okay, it's all in Afrikaans for some reason, but I can tell you here, one Long Tom was in Kimberley, one was in Mafeking, and two Long Toms were in Ladysmith. So they only had 4. The Transvaal government had bought 4 Long Toms to guard their forts around Pretoria. And then when things turned south, they took them away from the forts and made them mobile. Oops. So, and you remember when we stopped before? You'll see in the video, we stopped and there's a, it was the last long tom shell fired. It was way on that valley over there. There's what they threw up. Barberton. This is a replica. Wow.
Let me show you here. So when this thing used to travel, this is a bracket that they took off. Took it off, and then this, they would turn the barrel around, put the barrel in here, okay, and just so that it wasn't sort of sticking out as far as what.
Yeah.
And it made it more balanced.
Yeah. Bloody hell. What a massive machine.
So what we got here, is really just Witbank, Ermelo. This is the route that Buller took up to Bachendal. Helvetia we're going to tomorrow. Okay, but we went from Leidenburg to the Mauschberg. What I've done is I've got original maps here. So that's Leidenburg, that's the Mauschberg where we've just been along. Devil's Knuckles are just over here, but you can't see them anymore because they are overgrown with trees. Spitskop, we're going to be going past Spitskop. We're not going to be going into Sabia itself. But Buller was there on the 21st. He then went to Pilgrim's Rest on the 26th. 28th he was at Vorgensen. 1st of October, Kruger's Post. Now in the notes that I've given you, there is a write-up on Kruger's Post. There was somebody, an Australian there. Buller then came back to Leidenburg, and on the 2nd October he left to go back to England. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I said, he was made a bit of a scapegoat. Well, these were German, long time.
French.
Oh, French. Crusot, were they? Is that what they call them?
Crusot, yeah.
I might get a photo. So it's saying that, yeah, these long toms are made from Schneider Crusot. Crusot is a French firm. It sold them to Pretoria in April 1899. So the war came 6 months after that. Is that the
What it says is it cost them 125,700.
Oh, yeah.
And for the 4 cannons, and they ordered 880,000 rand, at least shells.
Is that the distance it can throw a shell?
Yeah.
9,000 meters.
Yes.
It can lob a shell.
Right. And its weight was 2,500 kilograms. With everything, with its wheels and everything, it was 3,200 kilograms.
They had names, didn't they?
Yes.
So you got Long Tom of Pepworth Hill.
No. I've got them in the car for you. Okay. So what the story was, they had names. There were 4 forts in Pretoria.
That's
there was Kanskop, Klapperkop, Wonderboom, and Daspoort.
Yeah.
And what it's actually saying, there was one there. So the one that was down in Natal was actually blown up by the British. So the British managed to creep up to the Long Tom, put a stick of dynamite in the muzzle of the turret, and blew it up. What then, and the pin, the firing pin, they managed to get that. What they then did is they sent that back to Pretoria, and that was refurbished. The end was cut off, and they then christened that the Jew, because it had now been circumcised. So there were 4 Long Toms. One of them, the Daspoort tom. So they call them not long toms, they call them daspoort tom, klapperkop tom, wonderboom tom. And
right.
daspoort tom was the one that was nicknamed the Jew. What then happened is that after the last shot was fired from here, Boerta had 2. The third one was down in the valley already. The fourth one was at Kamatipoort. And within 6 months of this, they all got destroyed. They were blown up because they were now becoming a hindrance to the Boers, who were now on a hit and run mission. So there is a museum in Heinertsburg where they managed to salvage a whole lot of pieces of long tom, because once they've been destroyed or blown up, they were thrown into a river or over a cliff,
Yeah.
never to be seen again.
Yeah, right. Surprised this one hasn't been melted down. I'll just walk around the cafe and then I'll meet you back. So you heard from Alan story of the Toms. I had a friend called Tom with a long cannon shaft like that, but we won't head that direction. Yeah, so Alan says about 20 years ago when he came here, this was thriving. Like these little huts, I don't know what you could do here. Probably food, drinks. Here in the cafe you could get your curios. By the way, folks, my fertile imagination is working overtime as far as Boer War memorabilia goes, because by all admissions, I'm not going to go too close, but that's the... Oh, watch out for snakes. There's the old cafe. Yeah, by all the tourist guides I've met, there is no Boer War memorabilia. So my little mind is working. But that's for a project when I get home. Alright, so we've been to Long Tom Pass now. We've stopped at a place you would never find on your own. A little tiny gate for a place called Airlie, to this Boer War grave site. This is very different land than anything I've been to so far in South Africa. This is lush, green, fertile valleys and gigantic, towering, panoramic gorges and cliffs, and it's just huge. The scenery in this part of South Africa is huge, and this is what they call Mpumalanga, which in the old vocabulary was the Eastern Transvaal. But can you see, it would be very different fighting for the British here. And these are men that were held by the Boers in a prisoner of war camp called Nootgedacht. Now Nootgedacht is fairly common. We saw the disaster of Nootgedacht over in the Magaliesberg. This is a different place. And these men were held as prisoners of war, but died whilst they were in captivity. Private O'Loughlin Reynolds from the Suffolks, Yeomanry Gormley, I should say, from the Irish Fusiliers. This is a nice one. Captain Diploma. This one was actually killed in action 29th of August from wounds received in action at Geluk Farm, Transvaal. And he was 32.
This is the build-up to the Battle of Bergendal. So there was a huge battle at Geluk. He was part of Buller's force.
Right.
And yeah, so he was injured there and he was brought up. There was a hospital at Watverval Onder, and why he was buried here and not at Watverval Onder, I don't know.
Right.
But he probably died at Watverval Onder. There's your McGregor man.
Yeah, this fella is interesting. He's a major, isn't he? Now, he had served in the Zulu campaign with Chelmsford. He'd then been, he'd spent time in India, and he came back here and he committed suicide whilst in captivity. Now, they say he was insane. Major R.L. McGregor, the Royal Scots, died here 2nd of April 1901. Committed suicide. These beautiful Celtic crosses, aren't they? These are the graves of the tombs I like. Here's a soldier known only unto God, although Alan might know who he is.
Well, that's a city. Those three are unknown, and that's a little baby who died at 2 years old.
You don't know who that is? No. Right, Alan, we better get a photo. And this is just beautiful, thick bush. There could be baboons in there or leopard. Magnificent. And it's got that humidity about it that Michalisburg never had. Oh, there's another room I find myself in. This is well, this is the base of some mountains, to be honest, folks. I don't even know where I am. I know that we're in the Mpumalanga area. All the names have changed. Nelspruit is no longer that. They're all African names. I don't know where I am, but I can tell you this is absolutely awe-inspiring. Look at the size of those palms. And the grass between the rooms is like a manicured green, plush. Smells of the roses, the colours. These were bikies that bought this place. Well, a biker and his wife bought it for a song, did it up. It was a wreck. And this is the bar. You know, we're in Africa, so what are we going to find in an African bar? We're going to find a zebra skin on the wall. I've got one at home. Any of you want to know about it, ask me, but I've got a zebra skin at home. I've also got a leopard skin here, which I'm not that impressed with, but I'm going to say it was, poor old fellow was, right, let's say he was hit by a car on the road and they decided not to waste his magnificent plumage. Okay, we'll go in and get a drink. I've found my memorabilia. South African Railways. Can't really see. A bit dark, maybe you're picking it up. But this is the mystery of the Kruger millions. Because when Kruger left Pretoria, they had lots of money. They were wealthy because of the gold, you know. Where did it go? We don't know. That's the Wayside Inn. Watverval Onder, and of course there's the old man, Paul again. You should all by now be fairly familiar with Paul. Okay. The barman, very affable, one of these large gentlemen. You know, they're always in a good mood, they're always jolly. He told me the story of the leopard. He's from Zambia, that leopard. It's a small one. Apparently it was killed by a baboon. So not shot by a human, but the leopard had attacked the baboon's family, and the baboon, I don't know how it did it, but it is responsible for the death of the leopard, so that we can put our minds at ease. Apparently, yeah, he said they even took the leopard to the hospital to try and see if they could save it, but they couldn't. Okay, well, we all feel a bit relaxed now. A few President Kruger things in there. What's going on? Oh, no. We'll go back to our room.